Okay, fantastic. Hi, everyone. So excited for you guys to join again this month. I'm very excited for this conversation because this is a woman that lives the talk and talks the living. So welcome to Choosing Well. And today, our special guest, we have Evangeline Dan-Ysuf. And please tell us a little bit about yourself before we jump into the questions. Thank you.
All right, good evening, afternoon, morning, depending on what part of the globe you are joining us in. My name is Evangeline Dan-Ysuf. People call me Eva sometimes. Well, I like to, about myself, I'm a child of God, Christian. Um, I am also a mom, wife, daughter, sister, auntie.
Please.
Yes, very key auntie. But I also work in systems. So by discipline, I'm an organizational psychologist. I practice that in by specializing in systems and structure. So I think, well, aside that, I have a lot of passion, work calling to assignments. So I'm a pastor. I also have a calling to teaching women the Bible theologically, without the whole women framing.
Mhm.
I believe that women also are human beings. They want to just learn the word of God and God for who He is without any particular like framing attached to it.
Yeah.
I grow by gifting. I'm a teacher, so I break down word of God. So from children, I have a passion for children, teaching them the gospel, teaching them the truth of the word of God. And yeah, so these things just find expressions like in different ways. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. That sounds really amazing. Because it sounds like you spent a lot of your time helping others grow, right? But with Choosing Well, we always want to start with your own story. What
Mhm.
did ground zero look like for you personally?
Um, okay, so I can never talk about my life without talking about my childhood, in the sense that my childhood was pretty different. Um, I think my parents had gone through a lot of life, and
Mm,
they had chosen different. Well, they chose well, and
mm,
then I'm a product of good decisions. I'm a product of
mm,
your. So it does come with its own challenges, yes, because we are not in a perfect world, but it did give me a good head start. So I grew up very confident. I grew up very self-assured. I was never intimidated. I raised my hand first in a room. I speak up in strange places. I grew up like that because I had the permission, from my parents. I'm a last born as well. So whatever battles my sisters have fought ahead of me, they didn't reach me. So I had a lot of I had a good ground, growing up. So I think that also allowed me to do things without taking permission to do them, because I didn't know that there were gatekeepers or there were
mm,
boundaries. I didn't know. So on the outside, it's bravery or boldness. On the inside, I just didn't know that there were.
mm,
So I entered it. And I think that that's what it looked like for me. So I had a lot of passions growing up. Um, and then I would just volunteer. I would just go. I would just enter. I would just join. I would just do. And I kept doing that for a long time. And I just realized that as I did that, I got better. I got more confident. I got
mm,
more bold, and so that's what it is, beginning,
mm,
begin and hitting rock bottom. There are two different things.
mm,
And this is how I just spent a lot of my youth, diving into the passions that I have. And along the way, I discovered that, okay, maybe this passion is not really my thing. And in my head, it sounded all that. In reality, it's not all that.
mm,
It's, so I was able to eliminate quickly the things that were for me, the things that were not for me. I was able to quickly streamline where my path. And these are things that is now that I know that that was a lot.
Mm,
Then I was just, so
yeah.
yes, like for me. And I'm really grateful to everyone that fought battles before I got here so that
Mm.
I have to fight. And yes, so
I was just kind of smiling as you were saying that because for me, at the heart of the Daughters Community Foundation is the hope for everyone to have that kind of access or confidence or courage or whatever. Um, yeah, you didn't know that there was this and that, but that's an amazing privilege that you didn't have to have your mind held down by those limitations. And that's our greatest hope is that more people as the younger ones are growing up, it's like they have that freedom. They have that, like,
yeah.
they just try it out instead of being held down. So I'm so glad that you're showing us this possibility because it seems that we've kind of gotten used to rot or dysfunction, and we think that this is how it always has to be, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Um, but I'm sure that obviously you mentioned there's a distinction between ground zero and and rock bottom. So tell us about like a specific moment or season that kind of tested your belief in growth and one that later became a turning point for you.
So every privilege, right? I later discovered in life has responsibilities attached to it.
Mm,
So if you've been given a good start, you have the responsibility of maintaining it and growing
mm,
it, right? So I didn't have that knowledge. Yes.
mm,
I'll
mm,
give you a funny story. So I was in university.
mm,
Uh, I've never I never failed an exam prior to that. You know, it's a high flying student. I
mm,
think my first encounter with um, corruption was when I was going to secondary school. I know
mhm.
when we were in secondary school, we didn't have like private schools, so
Yeah,
everyone went to a federal
same.
school.
Yeah.
So I later found that they had sold my results to somebody that didn't make the cut-off mark, so they denied me admission. I
Wow.
couldn't, my brain could not process it. So my mom had to tell me to write common entrance again, and I told her I'm not going to do it because I didn't fail. I was one of the best in my class, best in the states. So there's no how I'm not going to, because I know I was saying this, you think it's bravery. No, my mind could not
Do not
process.
grasp. Yeah.
Yes, my mind could not just process the reality. You said I should write an exam, I wrote it, I passed. The next rational step was to get into school. Not to
Mm,
say, I'm not going because my
mm,
deal is not on the list. And then somebody who doesn't have as much scores as I am is on the list. I couldn't process it basically, right? So anyway, God helped us. My mom found someone in the school that could help rectify it. That's how we found out that that was the reason. I,
mm,
so I was just like, so because it worked out, I just felt like that's how life
mm,
works. So here I am in university, and so the disadvantage of that was that pride had set in my heart.
mm.
Felt like
Yeah.
I possible, I'm the baddest, easiest
Mm,
forward. So here I am in the university, right? And I go to register for my courses, right? And
yeah.
just I'm daring. I told you from the beginning, I pick an elective that nobody else picks from my department because I just wanted to be special, right? So, so I picked that elective and then I go for the classes. When I go for my first class, the lecturer looks at me weird because she has never had a student from my department in her class. But I was just like, oh, well, it's the first time for everything. So I go to class, I attend all my lectures. And funny thing, when I was in university, I was so proud. I go
Mm.
for lecturer doesn't come on time. I'm out of the class. I'm just like, class is 12 o'clock, it's 12:30. I don't have this to
You're
do.
very principled.
So results come out, right? And I'm just like, my friend is like, oh, results are, let's go check. And I'm just like, no, don't worry, you can go and check. Here's my matric number. My matric number was actually 0001 by
Mm.
week. So I said, go check for me. I'm just confident, like I passed like that. So my friend calls me and said, it's like you have a carryover. And I'm just like, no, it's not what it can be me. But my matric number is 001. So it's not a mistake. Like
Mm.
know that number before you know. Says I should come to school and check. So I found out that I wrote an exam. You see that elective that I picked.
Mm-hmm.
The exam I wrote was a different exam from
Mm.
the elective that is in my course. That was my course.
Mm.
So that means I don't have the grade. That means
Wow.
we failed a 4 credit load course in first term. You know, first semester. That means you have to wait to 200 level.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So it was needless to say, it was a humbling experience.
Mm.
All that pride, I packed it up, threw it in the bin, that far away from me. I told God I was sorry. Like, I don't know. You know how you live in this bubble, you're not sure like of what you're doing. I'm just like, but that attitude was actually really terrible. Do you understand? Like,
Mm.
a little humility, you could have had a question here, had a question here, set your
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
So I just humbled myself under the mighty hand of God. I went to my class. I started to actually greet people in
Mm.
my classmates. Right? So I spent a whole year not knowing anybody in my class because the friend that helped me check was a year ahead of me. So I had
Mm.
friends in my class. I had friends ahead of me. Anyway, so you asked what season or moment. So because I was always very self-assured and very great, had this tension that I always battled with between self-doubt and
Mm.
braveness. I jumped into something head first, and then in the middle of it, I was asking myself, should I have been here? Should I
Mm.
have done? Why am I here? Especially when it becomes difficult or it becomes so I have on one hand, I have a conviction. I should be
Mm.
here. It's my passion, it's my drive. But on the other hand, I'm battling with self-doubt. Like, do I have what it takes? Do I have the
Mm.
capacity? Still bigger than me. Why did I think that I was the one to go for it? And
Mm.
it's tension that I battle with, once in a while. But I am two things that has helped me. Number one,
Mm.
tell myself that I'm already in it. And
Mm.
that was God. and do it.
Yeah.
Because and what do you want to say? And especially like at that beginning stage, I was in development impactful. So literal lives like depend on the action. And I would always go for engine room kind of thing. So like project management, planning, execution, all those things. And so at what point do you want to leave? Do you understand? And
Mm. Yeah.
for. So I just tell myself that there's nothing I do. You have already entered inside. Either trust God and continue, or you back out. But back out is not an option. So I didn't give
Mm.
myself that as an option.
Mm.
And then the second thing I I learned so from experience over and over, I
Yeah.
learned to take my time and make good decisions before I enter into anything.
Mm.
Like it's not everything that looks great or
Yeah.
looks that is for me to do right now, right? Because at some point, if you hear something, my name is there. Do you know, sometimes I look back, like, how many lives did you live? Do you understand? Like, but it's not everything. Like, you don't get the best,
Yeah.
everywhere. So I learned over years to take my time to make decisions, to have information, so that when I have some form of anchor, when I
Mm.
enter something and it becomes, hard or difficult, I still have that my conviction that
Yeah.
that keeps me grounded. It
Yeah.
keeps before I enter something, I have a why now. Like, this is
Mm.
why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm looking to. This is
Yeah.
the whether impact, whether satisfaction, whether fulfillment, whether this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So because it keeps me, it's now it's not willpower that is making me finish to the end. is like this is the reason why you started, and you
Yeah.
need to see it through. So
Yeah.
those things are one of the two lessons that I really.
That's really good because, sometimes in the middle, it's not that you even now have the capacities that you've kind of done a bit of research, like you said, you've validated the reason why you're going into this, and that kind of keeps you solid. Like, okay, I may not know everything, but I know why I'm in here. So let's kind of figure it out instead of just jumping in and like, oh my goodness, what have
I
I done?
don't have that any.
That's good. But see, I really wanted to ask you something. I know it's not in the question that I shared with you, but the pride bit, right? So, like I say, we're keen on raising a generation of people that like are like they're clear on who they are and they're ready to take action. How do we balance that out so that they're not like moving from a place of pride or I know it all? Because then that obviously pride comes before a fall. How do we build into the whole, yeah, so that it's like a check from the beginning instead of them learning the hard way?
So there are just some things to know. Um, Paul advises us in the Bible that we should not think of ourselves more highly than we ought to think.
Mm,
He doesn't say we should think of ourselves lowly. It just says we should not think of ourselves more highly than we ought to. Like
yeah.
that's creating a pedestal or
Mm,
creating some form of expectation of yourself that
yeah.
nobody places on you, and not just because you are trying to create some form of reputation for yourself.
Mm,
This thing happens subtly, right? So when you interact on social media, especially on LinkedIn, I wish this life was on LinkedIn, right? And you go every day and you say, I'm just happy to announce that.
yeah.
And every day you just feel this pressure to be.
Yeah.
So let's say you get a humbling role in an organization as an assistant. You're not proud to say that you're an assistant,
Mm,
but I am the lead something something
mm,
of something something something. Is you thinking of yourself more highly than what
mm,
you can esteem the role that you're in without making it into something else because you want other people to think more of it. Because when you project something outside, is the expect, like I said, the responsibility that comes with
mm.
this.
Okay.
Because if
Yeah.
you tell me that you are a systems expert, I expect a systems expert. If you tell me you are a systems expert learner or an assistant, I would be more inclined to teach you to
Yeah.
be
Mm,
an expert. Do you understand?
yeah.
And I'm having unnecessary disappointment because your CV said that you are all that, but in reality, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And so the number two is I learned to see that I can learn from anybody. A lot of people in both my generation and come forward, there's this idea that for you to learn, you must learn upward only.
Yeah. Mm,
But learning is not linear. It's not one directional. Like in this my university experience, I went and made five unlikely friends in my class.
mm,
Like if you see me with this, my friends, we are an unlikely pair. All of us, we are like the disciples of Jesus. We are all different. We are all from different places, backgrounds, different. But I realized that these people have something that I don't have.
mm,
And that is an opportunity for me to learn. It doesn't matter all the things that I have that you don't have. It's an opportunity for me to give.
mm.
Do you understand? And it helped me. It helped me through school. I'm telling you. And I've taken that principle throughout life. I can always learn something from someone. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter whether that person is my subordinate at work or my
Yeah.
supervisor at work. It doesn't matter. Anytime I enter a room, I'm looking to learn. If I don't understand, I ask questions. I don't pretend to understand.
Yeah.
I go back and try and figure. I ask questions, and I'll go and ask her like, just I just want to be clear. I just want to be sure that I understand this
Yeah.
thing is true and all that. And I realized that the more you are bold enough to ask, people are actually willing to
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
ideology that people will look at you like, oh, you don't know, you are a failure, you don't know anything. It's not really as much.
Yeah.
Maybe personal experience, I don't know. But in my own personal experience, I've realized that the bolder have been to ask, I've seen people always willing to respond.
Yeah.
Maybe they just feel good about themselves teaching somebody something. I don't know.
It
All I
doesn't matter.
yeah, it does, and I'm
Yeah.
better for it. I'm
Yeah.
better for it.
Yeah. That's so good. I think that honesty with yourself about what you are capable of and honesty with others about your limitations. Like, thank you. Because just be honest, just ask a question. Like I used to be afraid to ask questions too, even just simple questions. Like I think it was like an introvert thing, but it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help you because you just kind of stay ignorant.
Mhm.
And you just kind of get yourself in trouble. Just ask. What's the worst that could happen? If they laugh at you, so what? You keep it moving.
Exactly. Yes.
You keep it moving. So thank you. I've noted that down. I'm gonna be intentional about building that in because yeah, thank you. So you're a psychologist. Faith is a key part of your life, and you speak about purpose often. How do these three things come together to shape your calling?
Yeah. Okay. So growing up, right, I became a psychologist, a funny story. So I in secondary school, there was a fight. I went to all girls school. So there was a fight. And we all there watched the fight. So two girls were fighting. Can't remember why. But I remember that a teacher came, to break up the fight and asked a simple question: what happened?
Mm,
And I just started hearing different stories. Do you know, it puzzled me for a long time. I'm just like, we were all here. We all saw this thing happen.
mm,
We all say the same thing.
yeah.
And I realized that is perspective
Mm,
that shapes different responses. Different reasons. Maybe one of the girls is a close friend to one of the narrators and wants to paint her friend in a good light. So she's saying the story from the angle that her friend is not at fault. This other
yeah.
person started this. These other people are trying to defend this one. Somebody that just likes pointing fuel in fire, is the
I
things.
think their own. Yeah.
I'm just like we all experience the same thing, but our interpretation of the same thing is not the same.
Hmm.
And it kept puzzling me. And I kept asking myself, why? And I started researching. Then, we didn't have computers, just library. So I started asking my teachers question, is there any way we can learn it? And then a teacher told me about psychology. And psychology is the study of human behavior. Why
Mm,
people behave the way that they do. So I started to research. That's why when I was going to university, my first choice, second choice was psychology, same school. I fixed my mind on it. And how does this intersect with faith? Because I realized that faith is also informs our worldview.
mm,
Who we are, our identity and our beliefs are born out of what our worldview is. So for
mm,
me, my worldview is born out of my faith. It informs my psychology, basically
mm,
informs why I do what I do, why I believe that this is who I am, why
yeah.
I this is my calling. So, for instance, two people with two different worldviews can be doing the same thing from two different perspectives. So I can be doing what I'm doing at work because I believe in impact. And I believe in impact specifically for the transformation of a person's life because I know the power of the gospel, what I believe God can do in a person's life. Someone else can be doing the exact same thing from a completely humanistic point of view.
Mm,
I believe in humanity and I want humanity to be better. But we are on the same field, we are doing the same thing.
yeah.
So the question is, how does psychology, faith, and purpose, right, intersect? So my purpose, faith is quite essentially centered, because it informs my psychology and it informs my purpose. I draw my identity from my faith, and my identity informs the direction of my
Your
purpose.
purpose. Yeah.
Who I am in God informs why I do what I do. It is
Mm.
the lens, the worldview that I used to see that my
Yeah.
job is also a ministry,
Yeah.
that my excellence is a ministry, that my integrity, right, says something and gives a testimony that what I really believe is actually genuine and authentic,
Mm.
right? And then it wires my brain, it wires my why, it
Mm.
informs my psychology. Basically, it alters my behavior, it alters my reasoning, it alters my rationale, it
Mm.
alters my decision making. Like
Mm.
it is quite literally the anchor of my entire
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Faith is such a driving force for you that it equals everything, pretty much.
it is everything.
Yeah.
Literally draw blood from me. See,
Yeah.
me.
Love it. Okay, so from your experience working with women and young people, what patterns do you see that keep people stuck at ground zero?
Well, I put here three things. Number one, overthinking. Overthinking. I battled this overthinking because earlier I told you that I always had that tension between self-doubt and conviction. Overthinking is you trying to solve everything so that
Mm.
you can get enough assurance before you take a step forward.
Mm.
Since you are not omniscient and omnipotent, it's not possible. You're just gonna have to have faith.
Mm.
You're gonna have to trust. And there was an experience. I tried, I liked storytelling too, because I believe it helps drive comfort. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember a project that I was leading one time in Abraka, went all the way to Delta State to do a project. And in the middle of the project, there were some altering. So the project was supposed to begin, let's say, in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
The venue that we're supposed to use, strategically chosen, was now denied us
Mm.
2 hours to the event. So we had to make some decisions, right? So the decision that we made did not turn out well at all. So on the spot, I had, because I was project lead, was asking, what are we supposed to do? I had to make a decision right there and then on what to do next. And I made a decision and we went. I wish I would say that things got better and everything worked out, but not as much as we would hope. And because of that, there was just this, oh, you told us to do it, but you see how it turned out.
Mm.
You told us to do it, but see how it turned out.
Mm.
And I felt really terrible. And then so I called my mentor at the time, the person that actually sent me the project. And I asked him, I said, did I do something wrong?
Mm.
By all the parameters, this was actually the best decision. Did it work out like we hoped? No. But I can beat my chest to say it was the best decision.
Mm.
So he now said, so why am I doubting that it was the
Mm.
best decision? I said, no, see what everybody's saying. They are not saying it's my face, but they are saying it as they are passing by me so that I can hear it. But you know, and he says that don't mix your emotion with your decision.
Mm.
It's okay to feel bad, but if you believe that you made a good decision, you made a good decision. And what everybody has to say about it was your call,
Mm.
right? Anybody can say what they had to say. Nobody was in the seat to make that decision.
Mm.
It's your call. If you believe it was the best decision, then well done. You've done well. Did it turn out as you hoped? No. Will we learn from it better?
Yeah.
Yes. And that's it. Don't think about it more than that. Don't this thing. And I learned a valuable lesson, right? To when I make a decision, I stand by the decision.
Mm.
If it turned out bad, that's okay. That's also okay. Like success is not the only, it's not the only marker that you
Yeah.
do something right. right? You can actually make a terrible decision, then it turned out great.
Yeah.
If you don't analyze it, you will not know that it was actually a terrible decision.
Mm.
You understand? So overthinking is, and I learned it. I learned it. Like if I believe in my heart and I've done my work and I know it's the right decision, I'm
Mm.
taking, come what may,
Yeah.
you know, I'm taking it. So sometimes just that what if, what if, what if, what if, it just delays, it just strips you. And the more you keep contemplating it, the more you start to doubt. Have you ever been in a situation where you are sure that this is the right decision? Then somebody just said something in passing
Mm.
and it crumbled all your analysis
Mm.
ground. Now you are doubting now, but at the end of the day, it's your call.
Hey. Yeah.
You just have to make the call. If not, you end up losing out. Like you end up maybe not doing it or passing it to someone else or something.
Yeah. And that's
So
leadership when it comes down to it, right?
it's
You
okay.
make the call and you live with the consequences.
Consequences. Like,
Yeah.
and it's okay. If it doesn't turn out well, it's okay. There's more to learn to move forward. At
Mhm.
least you not make the same decision again. At least you do something better next time. Failure is part of the whole journey.
Yeah.
You And so that's one. Number one, waiting, they're all similar, waiting for everything to line up before you make a
Mm.
move.
Mm.
It doesn't always happen. If there's a scripture, it's okay, right, that I quote the scripture.
Yes.
Um,
Very okay.
Genesis 11, it says, whoever watches the wind will not plant.
Mm.
Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. Another translation says, farmers who wait for perfect weather will never plant. And if they watch every cloud, they'll never harvest.
Mm.
So, see, just do what's in front of you. Yeah. Do what you see in front of you, just take that step, just move.
Yeah.
You learn as you go. Like, there's this misconception, I believe, that purpose is a destination. Like,
Mm.
purpose is a designation.
Mm.
Like, your purpose in life is teacher. Then you now start from here and now be working towards being a teacher. No, no, it doesn't really work like that. Do you understand? Sometimes it's as you are in purpose, you can look back and say, okay, this is how everything was lining up to get me to this point.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like purpose is not a destination. Is you are living a purpose right now. I tell people like right now, I'm married, I have a daughter. Every intentional thing I do for my children is me living in purpose. What is purpose? Purpose is using a thing the way it was made to
Mm.
be, or what is for.
Thank
In this
you.
moment, if
Yeah.
I'm in an office, my tag or label as staff has a purpose.
Mm.
If I'm doing it well with my with everything that I have, I am literally living in
Yeah.
purpose.
That's so good.
Yeah. So
Mm.
just disabuse your mind that everything has to line up. Sometimes you hear things that I have to have X amount of money before I do something. Okay. What if you never have that money all at once?
Yeah.
I'm not going to take a step. Do you understand? Okay,
Mm.
when I'm married, I would. It's just you've never been married for you don't know the circumstance
You
that
know what to happen.
whether it supports what you are trying to do or reject it. You don't know. So you cannot plan with what you don't have. Do you understand?
Yeah.
When I have my master's, okay, what if you have your master's, something else happened? Or in the master's, you realize that, oh, I want PhD. And you just realize that 20 years has gone, you've not done what you want to
Mm.
settle.
Yeah.
So waiting for everything to line up before you take a step there's no advice. Then the last one is the one me too. I'm on this tape, is the idol of comfort.
Mm.
Just everything has to be comfortable,
Mm.
just that, is this really for me? I'm so stressed. I'm so tired. um, Chances are, you will be stressed, you'll be tired. That's life. That's why
Mm.
it's not hard work. Like hard work is good.
Mm.
It's good. It's good for you. When things that stretch you, you cannot increase in capacity if you are not stretched. It's not.
Mm.
It's not possible.
Possible,
Like
yeah.
you are not going to learn new things if you don't move. You are
Mm,
not going to know you are good at something if you don't try.
yep.
Like this comfortable, okay, I'll wait until no, just forget about it. Like it's not going to happen. Like
Mm,
not what why was built in comfort. Like
yep.
if nothing what why was built in comfort.
Yep.
Like you start something 2 days. Oh my God, I'm so stressed out. It's okay. You are stressed out. The automatic response for being stressed out is not giving up.
Mm,
It's not the automatic response. It's just the easiest response.
mm,
Yeah. So you are stressed out. You take a break, you come back, continue. You're tired,
mm.
you are emotionally strained. Go and meet someone that is emotionally strong. Let them encourage you, let them build your faith. And then you go right back into it.
Yeah.
So that I don't cover. Even me, I struggle with it sometimes. Like some days I'm just out. I'm just like, who sent me? I didn't
Mm,
send myself. What's all this for? you know. Then I go back and tell myself, don't worry, David, encourage yourself in the Lord. Encourage yourself. You can do this. There's just someday I'm just like, can Friday come now? And there are other days I'm just like, I'm looking forward to Monday. So
mm,
some discomfort is temporary. It's
mm,
temporary. It's not always.
mm,
In the moment it feels like, man, this is how my life is going to be going for. No, it's not always. It's
mm.
temporary. And what you do in these moments, they determine how far, you go. So, surround your people with people that can encourage you, that can strengthen.
Okay.
You can go and cry freely. Do you understand? Where you can just go and throw things and box somewhere and release all the pent up anger. Maybe that person
Okay.
in the office that you want to squeeze her neck. Then you go somewhere, and you go for dancing or you go and
Yeah, or you go give yourself a treat like me. Food is my it's my encouragement.
yes, yes. Whatever come may, I mean, whatever may come, spend the money. You
Um,
understand? Spend it. You better continue.
yeah.
But by all means,
Yeah,
continue.
yeah, yeah. I don't really have anything to add to that because it's just that's just the reality. And I think when you were sharing, especially those first two things, what was coming to my mind is that the root of especially the first two is fear.
Yeah.
When you're
Very.
waiting for things to align or wanting to plan it perfectly, you're just afraid.
Mhm.
Um, and fear is a natural emotion, but what do you do when you feel that fear? Do you let it win or do you push through it, right? And for those of us that are believers, like
Yeah.
God hasn't given us the spirit of fear. Yeah, you might feel afraid, but remind yourself that you have someone stronger, bigger,
Yeah.
greater than
Yeah.
that fear. Me, I always I just love the example of Jesus because obviously he's the author and finisher of our faith. When I was afraid of starting some things that have led to this point, I was like, what will people say? They'll say I'm not this, they'll say blah, blah, blah. But it's like the Holy Spirit just kind of reminded me, look at Jesus. Like, what does the Bible say? Like, he forsook all the shame, all of that. He kept his eyes on what was ahead. And so that just kind of like spurred me on, like, I'm just going to focus on what is ahead and forget everything else. And that's just been something that like really encourages me every time. I do so many things right now that five, even 5 years ago, I'll be like, what are you doing, this girl? Like, I thought I'll be an accountant all my life, but I'm working in spaces that
Mhm.
I didn't even dream it. It wasn't something that I was like, oh, wow, I wish I could. But I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And the only reason I was able to get to where I'm supposed to be at this moment is because I kept taking steps,
Yeah.
regardless of how afraid I was or how unsure about my capacity. There's no way to build capacity without actually getting into the ring and
Yeah.
you know.
You know, the great thing about Jesus' example, because in Jesus' time, he was considered a failure.
Mm,
So he started a mission, right? And then he died. They
mm,
crucified him before he became king in their eyes.
mm,
For his mission, he had just 12 followers,
mm,
which 3 years. He had only 12 followers.
Yeah.
When the 12 of them ran and left him when he spied and left only John to watch
Yeah.
from distance as he died.
Mm.
In the eyes of the people at that time, Jesus was a failure.
Yeah. Even the age he actually started the ministry, many of us, when we feel like 30 is like the year we die. Meanwhile, you're
Actually,
just starting.
but in hindsight, look at,
Yeah,
look
the
at.
impact. Yeah.
So if he was waiting for this, for him to be assured of this impact before starting, then he won't have done anything.
Mm.
But like sometimes the impact of what you do, you will never see it in
You
your
don't
life.
see it in your lifetime. Yeah.
It's worth it. Just the joy that was set before him. Do you
Mm.
understand? It's what that picture that you see in your heart that
Mm.
what you are doing will amount to. Believe it.
Mm.
Whether you see it with your physical eyes or not, just believe it and
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah, and the whole Bible is littered with stories of people that chose to believe but didn't see. Our father Abraham is a perfect example. Like, look at all of us are called children of Abraham. Like, there was no way, even if God showed him, his mind probably wouldn't have been able to comprehend the like vastness of. Look at the Israelite. I mean, it's just yeah. So. You teach structure and discipline as keys to lasting change. What small systems can help someone that's watching this sustain growth even when motivation fades? I feel like we've touched a bit on this, but like, what kind of systems can they put in place for them to keep at it?
it's nothing profound. I'm not going to say anything like 10 step, no, nothing. So I've learned that um do what's in front of
Mm,
you. Yeah. Just do. So I was listening to a podcast
mm,
of this missionary woman. She and her husband, they did missions, like they go in interior places to do missions. And so one of those times, her husband was missing for like 5 days.
mm,
They brought back a report that her husband was spirit
mm.
um, by a spirit.
Wow.
So, um, so, but she said, um, at the time her husband was killed, it was the two of them solution. They were just about opening a school. They just opened a school for the children in that area. She was teaching English and a few subjects. He was teaching others. They had just they were expecting doctors in to they had a small clinic to treat. All these things were happening at the same time he died.
Mm,
So she asked herself, like, do I have space to cry? Like,
mm,
do I have space to grieve? Like, what is the cost of my grief? And
mm. Wow.
right. And she realized that the cost of her grief was too much. Like,
Mm,
if they're supposed to give her time off if she wanted time off to break, that means they will have to maybe send the doctors back. They didn't have to come at the time. There were hundreds of children that died. They didn't come. The school had just started. They're still convincing parents. You know how it is. They're convincing parents to let their children come to school and all that. So she said, in the midst of her deepest pain and deepest decision,
mm,
right? She didn't have the willpower to continue, but she didn't have a choice.
mm,
So what did she do? She put one foot in front of the other and did the next best thing. Like and some days the next best thing was wake up.
mm,
You, when you are in grief and you're just like, I don't want to wake up, let me just go from here. The next thing for her was the willpower to just wake up,
mm.
or to have a bath, or to come out of her room. It's just the next thing. And it's so true. Like, I know we plan 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, but sometimes just wake up and do what's in front of you and do
Mm.
it, right? If you know that this is the next thing you are supposed to do it. Before you get instructions for the next 100 things, do the one that you know. Just
Yeah.
do best thing in front of you. That's the first one. Second one is, if you start something, do your best to finish it. Just
Mm.
that's the one I try. Like if I start reading a book and I see another book that's interesting, I just tell myself, for you to be able to read this one, you have to finish. You have to finish it. If you don't finish one, you cannot read this one. Just try your best to finish what you start. You can even break it into milestones,
Mm.
make sure that you finish each, part. And I don't leave too many time. And then the last one is try not to do everything at once. Yeah. You can phase your life. And phasing your life doesn't always have, okay, I'll do this for 10 years. Just say, okay, for the Q1, for the first quarter of my life, I'll give attention to this, I'll give attention to this, I'll give attention to this. The next quarter, I'll give attention to this, I'll give attention. So maybe
Mm.
you do the course, and the course was 2 months, 3 months. So right now you're feeling agitated, okay, you can pause. Schedule that for the last 3 months of the year. Maybe
Mm.
when you're so tired at work, you have more leave time, this thing. You put it there, but make sure that, okay, these are the things I want to do in this year. I will do this now, I will do this later, but they will be done this year.
Yeah.
If you face it and you can see yourself making progress from one level, it encourages you.
Mm-hmm.
It encourages you
Absolutely.
because sometimes you can be overwhelmed. Have you ever had 10 things in front of you that you do not do any one because you're overwhelmed?
Mm.
Just seeing that you had all these things on your table, but
Mm.
did you know it's as little as arranging it in a to-do list,
Mm.
just making it one,
Yeah. Yeah.
just try to, and like me now, I cannot concentrate if there's more than 3 tabs open on my browser. If there's more than 3 tabs open on my browser, my whole body is, oh my God. So I finish one, I close it. I finish another one, I close it. So that
Mm.
there's this sense of progress, there's this sense of movement.
Mm.
So yes, so 3 things. I want to start from where you are and
Yeah.
just in small incremental steps. I
Mm.
sincerely believe that little drops build emotion. I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer. Let me give you one example. I stopped talking on this point. So when I finished my university degree,
Mm-hmm.
I told my parents that thank you so much for all you do for me. Your obligation to my education ends here. Yeah. And they're just like, "Who is this one that I talking about?" I also told them that I want to be able to, if I want to further my education, I want to be able to do it by myself. I just want to push myself. So I went and did my master's in business and organizational psychology. I got a UK school, and they do pounds. It's not naira they are doing, it's pounds. So I worked, I got an 80% scholarship, which was good. The 20% that was left was about £6,000.
Mm.
So as at the time where I was working, I was earning 50K a month. And even the 50K said was not regular, it was not regular. so, so and I was doing my math. But the good thing is that the school provided payment of, so each you have to pay for each module before you do them. But in the paying for the module, like a module was like 3 months or so. So
Mm.
the payment in the checkout place, you can either pay for the full module or just put the amount you want to pay
Mm.
until it makes up. And that was my saving goal. I'm telling you how somebody will visit me and give me 20K. I will go and pay that 20K. 5K, I will pay the 5K. 2,000 naira, I will go and pay the 2,000 naira. It may be still be like 6,000 pounds, 5K. Are you joking? I finished my master's without owing.
Wow.
At the day that they sent me, the finance department sent me, you have successfully paid for your leave. I went and bought myself I went and bought myself a chill drink. Like a
Wow.
moment, yes, there was the moment when I watched pounds move from 200 naira to 600 naira.
Ooh.
I, and I was paying school fees at that time. But God so faithful. That was the same period that I went for my Mandela Washington Fellowship, and
Mm.
it was our allowance.
Mm.
And our allowance is USD, it's not Naira. So I think then they gave us about 2,000 something pounds for the entire duration of our stay. So it was supposed to be for our feeding, for our
Mm,
all this thing. As a sharp girl, I went and bought a bus ticket, right? I put a certain amount of money inside. I went to the store. I bought Golden Mon. I bought this thing, stuck my feet. I went to the ATM. I cashed the remaining this thing. I locked it in my box. Do you understand? I got to Nigeria and came and paid the money in my school. Do you understand? Like, so I started having, and it's in the moment when you have this mindset, every opportunity you get is tangible. It's more tangible to you than it would be to anybody. Like
mm,
you, I would do an ushering job at the time. They'll pay me 10K, 15K. To somebody, it's just one shawarma credit
mm.
and something. To me, it's 10K
Yeah.
less into my school fees. The school offered the referral program. I refer somebody, they'll pay their school fees, they'll remove a certain percentage of my. I'm telling you,
Mm.
it sounds like hustling, right? But it's really, it really isn't. It's just the mindset that I don't have this expectation of something big is coming.
Mm,
Like, is it possible? Yes. Has it happened? Yes. But I know that with the little that I have, it can do much.
mm.
I am a believer of that. Because then
Yeah.
in secondary school, when we don't have water and there's a tap that is dripping drops, you put your bucket
It
there overnight.
make you, yeah.
You put your bucket overnight. By the time you wake up in the morning, it's full.
Yeah.
It's full. So I'm a firm believer that the little decisions you are making now, okay, I will do my mailing list. Okay, I will do the newsletter. Okay, I will talk to this person. Okay, I will, just little incremental step. I'm telling you, by the time you look back, you will not, you will be overwhelmed by how far you've come.
Mm,
I believe
yeah.
that good, so start from where you are, don't just, if you start something, finish it. And, don't do everything at once.
Yeah. You know, what I really love about this story actually is that you made up your mind that this is how you wanted
Yeah.
to fund your master's, like you were going to do it yourself. And once you made that decision, like all your actions, all your choices, you made sure that it actually aligned with that initial like big step. And you can see how, like, when you made that choice, you started working hard. How did you get the scholarship? Is by studying, and so all the actions were then aligning. And I think there's something really special about like deciding in your mind once a human being. I think it's one of those wonderful gifts that God has given to us. If we can set it in our minds that we want to do something, we really do have like everything begins to align, and even God steps in for us and starts to send things our way. But if
Mhm.
you're flaky, if you're giving up, if you're not actually taking the steps to make it happen, it won't happen. And then you have that what's it called? Self-fulfilling prophecy, where you're like, nothing works out for me. But the
Mhm.
reason why nothing is working out for you is because you're not doing the bits that you're supposed to do. Um,
That you can. You don't even have to know everything immediately. Just
yeah,
do what you can.
yeah,
And progress, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. How can we embrace both grace and discipline as we build? Because we want to be disciplined, but then we don't want to turn into like harsh robots. Yeah. How do we manage growing slowly without feeling any guilt?
Um, so my husband's sister, that's the last one, um, when she was little, we used to have this conversation. So she wasn't doing so well at the time in school. And, she just expected like criticisms. And she asked me, what am I doing wrong? And I just answered her, all these people talking to you about doing well, they are doing it from a place of love. Like they know you can.
Hmm.
They just want you to believe that you can,
Hmm.
right? I'm saying this to say that sometimes there's also grace in receiving the criticism. It's
Hmm.
like the perspective you use to receive it. Do you understand? And
Hmm.
it's the perspective you should use to give it, even if it's to yourself.
Hmm.
You are being hard on yourself. Are you being hard on yourself because why? Why are you being hard on yourself? You
Mm,
audit it. Are you just being hard because, oh, I expected much from you and you didn't? Is there grace in that?
mm,
Or actually believe that you could have done better, but you didn't?
mm,
Now, what can we do to be better? Right? So grace is not pardon. That's forgiveness.
mm,
Yes. Grace is a special enablement to succeed, to do, to accomplish, to become. That's grace. So when you use the phrase, you know, give yourself some grace, it sometimes it connotes give yourself some, be relaxed, have
yeah.
less.
Excuse not to follow through. Mm,
But it's also, okay, stop, take a step back, look at it. How can you be better? Because grace enables you to do more. Grace doesn't beat you down. Grace
mm,
not unnecessarily just shouts at you to do more.
mm,
If you could do more, you would have done it. Do you understand?
mm,
But okay, take it easy, step back, assess what could have been done better. Grace is allowing yourself to fail,
mm,
but moving yourself to learn from it and move
mm,
forward. That's grace. Grace is I fell down. Okay, stand up. Let's move forward. Not all the time you're falling down. Look at you, you're on the ground. No, that's just harsh criticism. That's not grace. Grace is you fell down. Here's my hand. Take
mm,
it. So let's move forward. That's grace. You know, because we are taking this grace to an extreme where it's not a license to be
mm.
lax.
You fall down, then you now lay down there and make it your
That's
your new bed.
bad. I guess. And just no, that's not grace. Yeah, so that's the balance. Like is grace is I started on this path. I reached a point where I realized not the path for me. Grace is okay to turn back and take another path.
Mm,
That's grace. Grace is okay. You have discovered that this is not the path for you. You still have time to go back and start from from ground zero. But as long as you are moving in
yeah,
the new direction that you know you're supposed to be on, that's also grace.
yeah, that's all good. So we're gonna be wrapping up soon, but I wanted to speak a bit about She Nation. Before I ask you any question about it, maybe you can share with us your heart behind She Nation. I know it's kind of evolved over time, but would love to hear a little bit about it.
So I've always had a heart for women, and it's not because it's women. I don't know how to to. It's because there's some I can relate. I can relate to who we are, how we are, what we face, what we struggle. It's not because it's just women. No, it's because like I believe that I have something to say that will help because we've been in the same shoes,
Mm,
experience the same things. We have struggles that are unique to us.
mm,
So Shinisha was born out of that, you know. I what I've enjoyed, I wanted to see other women enjoy, and by that I mean permission to be, just
mm,
permission to be. That is okay to want something, and
mm,
here is the support and encouragement that you need
mm,
to become it. I remember when I was a little girl, me and all my stories. So I had an uncle that was a chemical engineer. So my dad was going to visit him, so he took me along. You know all those things that you take the little one, and we went to meet him on site. So he was busy, and I was just asking questions. I told you I've always been sharp in my mouth, so I was always sharp.
mhm,
But I always ask questions, whether or not. I was just asking, okay, what are you doing? So he was just telling me, he was showing me his process. And I said, and I said, this is nice. I'll be a chemical engineer when I grow up. I know now it was cute where you say, yes, you can. But in our time, it was not always like that.
mm,
Just laughed and say, no, it's not for girls.
mm,
And I was so hurt. I was so hurt. And I don't think he did it with the intention of dismissing me or anything. I just think that in his own frame of reference, you know, that's just what he knew.
yeah,
you won't believe that it's the thing bothered me so much. I was determined to be a chemical engineer. No, no, you don't understand. I took science classes when I got to secondary school. Like, I did everything. I read books. I was determined.
Mm,
At some point, my dad just asked me, like, you can't do things to prove
mm,
that doesn't even care. Do you understand? Like, you
mm,
can't live your life. If you want to be a chemical engineer, that's fine. Oh, I will support you. But if the reason is
mm,
because you want to show this man is not a good enough reason,
mm.
I won't support it. And I went to school. I flunked my science like SS1 first term. Do you know my guidance counselor called me and asked me, is this really for you? My guidance counselor had to come here and say, is this really for you? There are other things you can do. Anyway, I'm just saying it to say that I've always had that. Like, people need permission
Mm,
to explore, even if they figure it out later in life that's not what they want to do. At least they need that permission, So
mm,
that's what birth by Nation,
mm.
equipping next generation to be leaders. And
Yeah.
leadership is another thing that I'm very passionate about. There's this idea that leadership must be from the top, like
Mm,
be a leader, you have to have people under you. So we have replaced hierarchy with leadership, we have replaced oppression, just the perks of, okay,
mm,
yes, my yes, sir, this leadership. No, but I have this just passion to that leadership is a natural ability that you can nurture so that your outlook, like your worldview, the way you look at things is through the lens of leadership.
yeah.
Even your own life, how you steward your life, how you steward your decision, it's through the lens of it. Anyway, if you leave me now, we'll just
No, no, no. We're loving it actually because I'm not
well,
trying to plug. Oh, we'll continue like that. I'm not trying to plug some of our pillars, but I think for us that's the heart of our mentorship program as well because I believe that if you're going to even lead others, you first need to lead yourself, right? Leadership of self is where it starts from. If you don't take accountability for your own actions, then there's no way that when you get to the top, you're going to be able to do it properly. You just become like a tyrant. So I can resonate with that passion of helping everyone. For those of us that are passionate about women, our target audience is women and girls. Sorry to the rest of you. Um, but I'm just joking. But yeah, that's just because I believe as people made in the image and likeness of God, like I mean, if you really think about it, we're made in the image and likeness of the Almighty. He's already put in us the ability to be like him. And who is he? He's God. He's the ultimate leader. So all of us have that capability. All of us have that capacity. Sometimes we need someone to guide us. Sometimes we need someone to help us see it in that way. But I think that if we all have that same perspective in life, then I think the world would be a much better place because instead of waiting for someone else to change or solve a problem, we will take responsibility and play our part in making the world a better place. But yes, for someone that's listening to this and starting to feel like, okay, now I feel like I have permission. I want to try, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, what's the next step that they can take to start their own journey?
okay. So first of all, you have the permission. Like, listening to choosing well gives you the permission, right? You can, you can. My life back. I'm trying to put on my camera, but for some reason it's not coming back on.
Mhm.
Anyway, we'll continue. Um, so you have the permission. Um, one of the ways that you can do is to fill your mind with people who have done it. There's
Mm,
something exposure does to your mind. It
yeah.
gives you confidence to take that step. There's just something that exposure does to you. Like,
Mm,
we are filled with a lot of bad narrative and bad storytelling that we we don't know that is possible.
mm,
Some It's not just that they don't, is that they don't know that it's possible.
Yeah.
So they need to be around the possibility. Do you
Mm,
know, if you can't travel, I'm
mm,
telling you, like,
mm,
if you can just take a trip, whether it's even within Africa, if you
yeah.
are in, or if you are in Europe, just enter a bus, say you are bus, a bit train, go somewhere, just let your mind expand. Let's, because sometimes like you can give verbal affirmation, but
Mm,
mind can't comprehend it. It can be difficult to take
mm,
it. Try and watch documentaries.
mm.
I'm just trying to be as like realistic, something that
Yeah. Practical. Yeah.
watch documentaries. Just expose yourself to possibility. It does. Go to somebody that you respect. Just go and sit down and hear them speak to you from their life experience.
Yeah.
Not everybody can get a mentor. Not everybody can get a. Do you understand? But you can expose yourself.
Yeah. Yeah,
Number
and I think reading books can help as well. You might not be able to have access to the person directly, but you can read their books. You can even follow them online. There's so many resources now. It's just about, being intentional about what you allow your mind be exposed to, like you said. Even if you can't travel, sometimes it's just trying things a different way or going to the next town or talking with people that you normally wouldn't. Just try something different and see what happens. And if you fail, you learn and you keep it moving. And I think at this point, I even want to change the definition of failure to being that what you hoped to happen didn't happen. I feel like that's not a good definition of failure because even if that happens, you learn from the process. So you didn't fail. It's just a lesson. And I'm not saying put yourself in like unnecessary risky places, but like try things out. Don't be afraid of looking stupid or being cringe, like they say. Yeah, just yeah.
like the ground will open and swallow you. Fine. Like it's a feeling. Do you know that tomorrow you laugh about, look at me on this podcast laughing about the stupid things I experienced. When,
Yeah,
then when I had a cry, well, it was not funny.
yeah.
There's just certain things that now they are like points of lessons. They are like um what the Bible call ancient landmarks. Do you understand?
Mm,
You're going through them, you're looking at it, and you're using to learn,
mm,
but at the time you're going through it, it was not fun. It was not easy. It was very embarrassing. It
yeah,
was but so I know that we are saying it's okay. In reality, it may not be feeling like it's okay. Just know that you come out of it. Know that your
yeah.
life will not end there. It's not going to consume your life. You are a lot worth more than a single moment can capture at it.
Mm,
So yes, just keep it in your head. Like even if you are not feeling it, that is the truth, right? And the way we feel about things in the moment cannot overshadow the truth. The truth will
yeah.
always be you.
Mm,
So
yeah. And you're hearing us sharing silly moments as well. So we are not dead. And we're okay. And we have enough like courage to share those moments because it didn't make us. It just shaped us to learn and grow. And they're just necessary parts of the journey. There's no way that you're going to grow without some pain, some stretching. It's part of it. Like even if you look at a caterpillar and a butterfly, everyone loves how beautiful the butterfly looks, but it had to be a caterpillar first,
mhm,
you
mhm.
know. So at least remember when Eva was saying it, how the different things happened to her, like, so if Eva too did it, me too, no problem that it will be okay last. Uh,
Very interesting
yeah.
story.
Mm,
So everybody knows the story of David and Goliath, right?
mm,
But part of the story that a lot of people don't know, that after David killed Goliath,
mm,
12 other giants that were killed by people because David killed Goliath.
mm,
So, including, I think one was David's nephew or something like that in the
mm,
Bible about it. other 12 other people were able to kill Goliath, not their own Goliath, the people with the same height, the
Yeah.
same military, this thing, because
Yes.
saw David do it. Like just seeing that somebody else has done it. So we may not know them, we may not know their name, it's David we know, but they got permission to do the same.
Mm.
Because
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. So final question, and I feel like you've shared so many gems, but I'd love for you to at least drop one more. If you could leave one reminder with every woman, every man, every boy, every girl listening, something they can hold on to when growth feels really hard, because it does feel hard. With everything that we're sharing now, those levels have kind of gone behind us, but I'm sure in this moment too, we're still growing and we're still dealing with the discomfort. What would you give them as a reminder so that they can, hold on when it feels really, really hard?
yeah, um, I think something pretty profound but simple is like it will not end like this. And I
Mm,
will tell you something that used to anchor me when I was a child.
mm,
I when I was facing difficulties, I would tell myself, night will come, I will go home and I'll be all right.
mm,
I don't know how I came about that, but when we escape and we enter, bush, as children now, and we are missing, I will tell myself, night will come, I will go home and I'll be all right.
mm,
And truly, truly, night will come and I'll be at home and I'll be all right. And I'm saying it to say like whatever situation you are in, it will pass.
mm,
That is not the end. Even if you give up, it will still pass.
mm,
That will not be, it cannot be the end of everything. It will pass. You will get over it. You'll get through it. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
mm,
So like it can be difficult, honestly. Sometimes you just feel like maybe you're not making progress. You have been in a sport for a long time, or the painful one where you are watching somebody that you started with, they are 5 steps, and
ahead. Mm,
you are still writing an application for jobs. You are seeing somebody that you tutored in school saying, I'm just happy to announce that I'm
mm,
now the CEO of this and that. And you just feel crushed and you just feel like I'm trying hard, but
mm,
there's results, you know. Don't be pressured to do something that you're not supposed to do. Just know that it won't last forever.
mm,
It won't last forever. You will get out of it.
yeah.
Just know. You know how I just used to tell myself when I was small, night will come, I will go home, I'll be all right. So in that moment, I can enjoy anything because I know
Mm,
night is coming,
yeah.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to be all right. See, Bible says that weeping may endure for a night.
That joy.
It can be like a season, you know. But joy,
Yeah.
the assurance is that joy comes in the morning.
Mm,
Go out weeping, the Bible says, to sow their seeds.
mm,
Doubtless return, bringing in their sheep. That's what it says. Like it will be all right.
yeah.
See, 10 years from 5 years from now, you look back and say, this almost collapsed me, but
Mm,
it'll be all right. Yeah.
yeah. So, so. So good, because honestly, knowing that there's an end to the season of the phase, it really makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It really, really makes a big difference. I don't know if you know that I went and did the marathon the other time.
Hey.
Hey, 10 kilometers. Do you know? And I'm not a runner, but I'm saying that because when I kept looking at the number, I
Mm.
say, who sent me? Who sent me? There are moments where I was crying past like kilometer, 7 kilometer, 8. I was just crying and asking myself who sent me. But I knew that there was end in sight. So I was like, this end, now me and you, we will get there together. I will cross you. I remember when I saw it, I saw the finish line. I was crying. People were rooting for me. I pushed myself. It was really, really hard. And I'm still shocked that I did it. But for me, that was an evidence gathering mission that I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's no way for you to actually know that you can do it if you don't do it. I don't know how to explain that, but it's through the pushing and the fighting in the battlefield, for lack of a better word. That's how you know that you have what it takes. Until you get in there, you don't really know for sure. You can think you do. You might have some bravado, you might have some idea, or maybe you even think you don't. But when you get in there and you actually push through, it encourages you to realize that actually I have what it takes. And it
Yeah.
pushes you to do more in future because then you know that you've tried something out. You didn't die. That's just a Nigerian phrase for anyone that's watching that's not Nigerian. It doesn't necessarily mean actual dying. It's just like, you survived and you
Exactly.
live to tell the tale. Um, so we're so grateful to you, Eva, regardless of this darkness, where we're not even seeing your beautiful face anymore. But thank you so much for sharing with us. And really, the heart of choosing well is for you to be able to see that there is possibilities. You don't have to stay in the life that you think this is just my life, this is how it is. Even if everyone around you has gotten used to this is how it is, you as you're watching this now and you're feeling a nudging in your heart, don't let it die. Run with it. Um, I'm sure that we'll put some links in the description or just yeah, links in the description. Click on it. Click on there. We've got different resources, we've got different pathways, even if with She Nation. There's so many opportunities out there. Hold on to them, run with them, and just keep at it. So we're glad that you tuned in to listen, and we're really thankful that you're giving us your time. And we really hope, in fact, we're certain that this conversation has sparked something in you. So please um run with it. We'll see you next month, December. The year is coming to an end. Christmas, I'm so excited. Woohoo, Eva is clapping over there. We're really excited for Christmas. We just really love it because, I mean, first is it's the most magical time of the year because, the birth of Jesus, but then all the beautiful lights and the decorations just bring an extra ray of hope. And I know it can be a tough time for some people, but um, like Eva said, I know night is coming and I'll get home soon and it'll be all right. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I can't remember where.